Welcome to the Slog Pod, where the deafening silence comes to an end. Hello, everyone. This is Dustin. Today it's just me. TJ's off coaching his daughter's softball team, which honestly feels like a more beautiful use of time than most of the things we pretend matters these days. This episode is called The Sound of Silence, and I want to talk about something I've been wrestling with. Maybe you have too. What happens when everything stops making sense? What happens when your neighbors, friends, coworkers seem to be harming you? Maybe they don't know it or won't admit it. Either way, it stinks. Culture, this country, relationships, people, work, the world. At some point, it all felt like it cracked. And maybe like me, you're standing in the rubble, angry, sad, just mostly tired. So there's this lyric from The Sound of Silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. Our systems, economic, political, cultural, have become idols, addictive, hollow. We invest in companies built by narcissists, destroying the world. We don't care. We don't support those who are knowledgeable, but those reinforcing our distorted beliefs. We create culture and shove that culture down others' throats, not caring if it harms anyone. We elect politicians not because they want to protect the many, but because they will support those who already have the most. And like addicts, we keep going back for more, and maybe we have to hit rock bottom before we finally wake up. Is American culture seeking a bottom? Is corporate culture seeking a bottom? It sure seems like we're trying, or not. I don't know what the bottom looks like. Fascism, hate, have-nots. But I know it feels like we're getting close. Or we're numbing ourselves so hard, we wouldn't notice if we were getting close. As we talk about finding a bottom, not long ago, I was with a few close friends. We took mushrooms, some psilocybin, in the safest, most intentional way. The same place, nothing reckless, just care, trust, and honesty. Afterward, like always, we debriefed. What did we see? What did we feel? And somehow we found ourselves talking about our lowest points. Well, mine? Let's just say a friend joked, I didn't hit rock bottom. I hit the Mariana Trench. I'm not going to share the details, at least not yet, maybe never. But I will say this, I didn't feel shame or guilt. I felt humiliated, small, powerless, like I disappeared. And yet somehow, that was the start of seeing clearly. There's something about reminiscing on something so heartfelt and meaningful. Something that, up until that point, had been only mine to hold. Reaching the low point, or even admitting my low point, reminded me how much our cultures, our country, our organizations, our families, and our friends need that discovery. I don't want people to suffer. I don't want my country to suffer. But again, we need to go through it. Like the children's book, we're going on a bear hunt. We need to go through it. It's part of the slog. TJ and I are trying to get people to go through it. However, you need to want to. Reaching bottom oftentimes makes you want to. It makes you seek health. It makes you admit to yourself that you're having a bad outcome or that you're causing bad outcomes to others. It makes you see what you're feeling and what you're saying to yourself. It's not easy, it's hard. It's both the best and the worst thing you'll do. That's the slog. That's the entire idea. Having gone through what I did, it contributed to some of my life choices. I work in mental health now, a field built on empathy. But even here, there's rot, performance, apathy, terrible leadership, people with big letters behind their name proclaiming to know. People are too tired or too conditioned to care deeply. If we can't be real here, where can we? Unfortunately, all the things I rail on about our society and organizations are still there in the mental health industry. It might even be worse. Some of the first things you learn to be a therapist are 1, be authentic, genuine. And 2, be where your client is. In grad school, everyone nods in agreement, and you move on to the more complex strategies, modalities. Somehow in the complexities of our world, number 1 and number 2 are the first things to be skipped over, forgotten. Either that or people just didn't understand those concepts in the first place. TJ and I are trying to get people to understand those things, or at least remember it. We're trying to get a society to understand that, to start there. Say something. I'm giving up on you. That's what it feels like. Silence isn't going to work. It's time to take it back. It's time to examine ourselves. It's time to call it out. It's time to hit bottom and rebuild. This isn't about individuals. This is about a species. It's about being human. You know, as I talk about the mental health industry, a friend recently told me, if you want people to listen, lead with your credentials. I get it, but that's not who I am. And let's be clear. I'm not sure if or how that should be weighed. I guess credentials are part of the formula, but certainly not the most important. The ideas should lead, not our education or experience. It simply feels somewhat inauthentic to start with credentials. Our focus is on our systems, and we've all been parts of a system. Let's start there. Be genuine, be where the client is. I'm human. That's my credential. Being small, let me see what actually matters. Here I am, just Dustin, seeking health, not just for me, but for us. TJ and I, we've both hit our walls. We've had our moments of silence too. Here's what we've realized. People don't want to admit when something's wrong. They don't know they're doing harm. They believe they're righteous. Systems, just like people, protect their egos. They reinforce delusion. If we say it's broken, then we feel like we have to fix it. And that's scary. So we lie. We overperform. We pretend it's fine. We act. But deep down, we know it's not okay. So what is the catalyst for change? Maybe it's this. It's not silence. Maybe it's one voice daring to say, I don't know how to move forward, but I know something's wrong. At the Slog Co., we don't have the answers. We ask the questions. And sometimes that's the most revolutionary thing we can do. If you're tired, disillusioned, and still curious, you're not alone. This is the slog, and the only way out is through. We aren't trying to give you something to believe in. We're here to walk beside you as you learn to see again. Without illusion, without agenda. It's okay not to believe. Just don't stop noticing. Can we change belief, decision, thought? Like the addict, are you willing to admit you're having poor outcomes or causing poor outcomes to others? All of us in our systems, our organizations, our families have and contribute to poor outcomes. TJ and I can no longer sit on the sidelines and be silent. We're calling out when people are being harmed and who is doing the harming. We're identifying distortions, the crazy. In politics, can you not see the neon god or gods you've made? In our organizations, our businesses, can we change the belief that the goal should be to maximize the utility of our employees? Can we change the goal to find alignment of the interests of both companies and employees? Can we maximize that utility? Can we focus on the greatest overall health? Rather than polarizing, can we find balance? Are you willing to engage in the slog? Just like with the addict, you have to want to. You have to seek it. You need to be okay being uncomfortable, being vulnerable. You must have empathy. You have to be willing to go through it. So please keep listening until you get it and understand it never stops. The slog continues. Always. Thanks for listening today. I wish you the best day, and cheers.